Are you enjoying the game today, too?
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've got quite the itinerary today.
I am strapped in, flaps are down, and I have my barf bag ready just in case. Today we are talking about a game that, it just defined the Super Famicom launch for me. The one, the only, Pilotwings.
A classic. It came out in Japan back in December 1990, produced by Shigeru Miyamoto, but it's always been a bit of an odd duck in the Nintendo library, wouldn't you say?
You know, for a second, when I first heard the name Pilotwings, I thought it was a cooking simulator about making spicy chicken for airline passengers.
I
was a hungry kid. Turns out you actually have to fly the plane and crash it. Lots and lots of crashing.
It was billed as a sky sports simulation, but really it was a tech demo masquerading as a game. Our goal today is to look at that revolutionary tech, the deceptive flight school story, and the wild twist hidden at the end.
Mode 7. You hear that term thrown around all the time by retro fans. Look at the Mode 7 on that map. But what did it actually feel like back then? Because, looking at it now, the ground is flatter than a pancake.
That's fair, but you have to put it in context. Before this, console games were, side-scrollers or maybe top-down grid movement.
Right, you could only go left, right, up, down.
Exactly. Mode 7 let the hardware take a flat, textured background. Think of it like a rug with a map drawn on it, and it could rotate and scale it smoothly.
So they were basically just spinning the floor to make it look like we were flying over a room.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. It gave you 360-degree freedom of movement. That sense of open space was just mind-blowing at the time.
It felt so real to 10-year-old me. I remember sitting on the floor, leaning my entire body to the left because I was sure it would help the plane turn faster. Spoiler alert, it did not.
It was a very convincing illusion. And it was all built on a prototype that was originally called Dragonfly.
Dragonfly.
Yes.
Yeah.
The concept started as a tech demo where you controlled a dragonfly to test the rotation capabilities. They eventually just swapped the bug for a biplane, and Pilotwings was born.
Thank goodness. Dragonfly Simulator doesn't quite have the same ring to it. So, okay, let's talk about the actual Flight Club, because the game tries so hard to convince you this is a relaxing hobby.
It really does. You start at a training school. The music by Koji Kondo and Soyo Oka is so jazzy and calm. The sky's blue. You just have a series of events to pass to get your license.
And those events, let's break them down. We have to start with the light plane, the biplane.
The foundational vehicle.
Foundational. It was a nightmare. It felt so slippery.
That's a good way to put it. You see, in a real plane, you have a rudder for yaw control to swing the nose left or right. In Pilotwings, you don't have that. You only have banking.
Right. So to turn left, you have to dip the wing, turn, then level out again. If you aren't perfectly lined up with the runway from like a mile away, you're toast.
It forces you to plan ahead. No easy micro adjustments. It taught players about inertia really, really quickly.
Then you had skydiving. This was my favorite.
Dropping from 3,800 feet.
The sound design there was just brilliant. Just that rushing wind noise. And you had to fall through these rings of dots in the sky.
It was a great test of depth perception. Because the ground is just a flat texture getting bigger, it was surprisingly hard to judge when to pull the parachute without staring at the altimeter.
And if you didn't pull the cord in time...
You didn't do that on purpose, did you?
Of course I did. You hit the ground with this amazing little thud, and you leave this perfect cartoon-shaped hole in the dirt. It was hilarious.
A grim sense of humor.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. The rocket belt.
The jetpack. This was the best one. But it felt heavy, You weren't zipping around like a superhero. You were fighting gravity every single second.
You had a throttle for lift and then thrusters for movement. It required a very delicate touch. And we can't forget the bounce pads.
The white domes. If you landed on them, you'd go boing and shoot right back up. I used to just bounce around the level, ignoring the mission until my fuel ran out.
And finally, the hang glider.
The Zen mode. So peaceful, you just had to catch thermal currents to stay up.
Until you miss one.
Yeah.
And start that long, slow descent into the ocean.
A slow motion tragedy every time. But it wasn't just the machines, it was the people judging you, the instructors. They gave the game so much personality.
They absolutely did. They weren't just scoreboards, they reacted to how you performed.
Yeah, and they were so brutal. Okay, so first up in the Japanese version was Fumiya Tanaka.
Right, Tanaka-sensei. He seems like the nice guy. But if you crash, he gets so sarcastic, he actually asks, did you do that on purpose?
Total passive aggression. Then there was the female instructor, Ran Shiraishi.
She handles areas 2 and 6. Very professional.
Until you get a perfect 100. If you do, her eyes just shrink into these tiny little dots. She looks completely dumbfounded, like she cannot believe you actually pulled it off.
Then we get Indy Scott, the foreigner character.
Oh man, his broken Japanese was great. He'd yell, oh my god. And if you got a perfect score, his eyes would literally spin around in his head like a slot machine.
And finally, the head instructor, Tobe Kuroda.
The tough guy with the sunglasses, he looks like he runs a Yakuza clan, not a flight school.
But he's surprisingly emotional. If you manage to get a perfect score on his tough courses, he starts crying. Just waterfalls of joyful tears streaming down his face.
You just wanted to do well to see their reactions. It was that perfect Nintendo mix. But then the game changes, and this is where Pilotwings stops being a Sky sports game.
The big twist. You finish Area 4, you get your license, you think, okay, game over.
And suddenly, emergency.
Screen flashes red. Instructor Kuroda takes off his sunglasses, and he tells you that the other instructors, Tanaka, Shiraishi, and Scott, have been kidnapped.
Kidnapped by a drug syndicate.
Operating out of a place called Izano Island.
Yeah.
And they are heavily armed.
This is my favorite part of the story. Kuroda tells you, the student, that you have to go save them. And do you remember his excuse for why he can't go?
It's legendary. He says, I only have a motorcycle license.
What? You run a flight school. How do you only have a motorcycle license? It's not a school anymore.
It's either a lie or the worst administrative oversight in history. But he sends you to a secret route where an attack helicopter is waiting.
We went from popping balloons to dodging anti-aircraft fire.
The tonal whiplash is immense. You go from learning gentle landings to engaging in active warfare. You now have missiles and you're doing strafing runs.
My hands were sweating so much. The helicopter controlled completely differently too. You didn't have to worry about stalling. You just had to worry about, not exploding.
And after you rescue them, you think, okay, surely now it's over.
Nope. Welcome to expert mode.
The game essentially restarts, areas 5 through 8, but now the conditions are hostile.
It's not just harder, the weather actually hates you.
In the snow stages, the runway turns to ice. If you land at your normal speed, you slide right off the tarmac and into a fence.
And the wind. In Area 7, the wind is blowing so hard you have to fly the plane sideways just to go straight. That's called crabbing, right?
Correct. You have to angle the nose into the wind to counteract the drift. It takes a lot of finesse.
And Area 8 is at night. You can barely see the ground. It's terrifying.
And after all that, there's a second helicopter mission. This time you have to rescue Kuroda's brother, a government official.
The anti-aircraft fire is just a solid wall of bullets by that point.
And when you finally beat it, the ending. The instructors are all standing there, not in their flight suits, but in full military dress uniforms, saluting you.
The big conspiracy. The flight club was just a front all along, wasn't it?
It's heavily implied. It suggests you were never just a hobbyist. You were being recruited for some kind of Black Ops unit.
I knew it. It adds this weird, dark undertone to what looks like such a cheerful game.
It really does. Which, speaking of doing things the wrong way, can we talk about the crash landing exploit?
Oh, yes. So you have to understand, landing properly is hard. You have to approach slowly, flare the nose, touch down gently. It's stressful.
It is trying to be a simulation.
But we discovered a loophole. The game gives you points for accuracy. So if you just nosedive straight into the ground,
That terminal velocity.
and you hit the exact center of the target, the game gives you a perfect 100. Even though your plane is now a smoldering wreck, it's hilarious.
There's a technical reason for that. It's about how the game's code prioritizes events. It checks your position on the collision of frame before it checks your velocity.
So it's like, bullseye. Oh, wait, he's dead. Well, still a perfect score.
Essentially, yes. It's a classic coding oversight that modern speedrunners still use. It's faster than actually landing.
It saved me in expert mode. I couldn't land on the ice, so I just crashed into it perfectly. Now, we mentioned the Japanese names, but overseas it was a bit different.
Right. The core gameplay was identical, but the localization changed the names to be more approachable for the West. Tanaka became Tony. Shiraishi became Shirley.
And the crying Yakuza boss, Kuroda, became Big Al.
Big Al, a great name, but you lose some of the nuance of that strict but caring Japanese instructor archetype. Also, the title in Japan is just Pilotwings in katakana. Overseas, it's in English.
Did any other details change?
Well, it's interesting. When the game was re-released on the Virtual Console years later, the Japanese rating board, CERO, gave it a B rating. That's for ages 12 and up.
For this bright, colorful SNES game, why?
Because of the drug syndicate plotline. The text explicitly mentions narcotics, As kids, we just glazed over it, but regulators took it much more seriously.
Oh, we were too busy bouncing on the trampolines in the bonus stages to notice the drug war.
Ah, yes, the penguin diving into a pool.
Or the Birdman stage, where you had to flap mechanical wings by mashing the A button until your thumb went numb.
It was pure endurance. But it was a great reward. It let you explore the whole map without a time limit.
Looking back, it's just such a weird, special game. A tech demo, a flight sim, a war game, and a comedy all in one.
It definitely laid the groundwork for its sequels, Pilotwings 64 and Pilotwings Resort on the 3DS. But the original stands out for being so experimental. It was the ultimate, my console is better than your console argument.
Can your Sonic rotate a map? I didn't think so.
And even though the rocket belt is maybe more famous now as an item in Super Smash Bros.
The one that kills you more often than it helps you.
Right. It still shows the legacy of the game lives on.
So, final thoughts. Is it still worth playing today?
Absolutely. The controls are stiff, for sure, and the lack of a battery save is a real pain, those long passwords.
Ah, don't remind me. Writing a 20-character password on a napkin and then losing it? That's true tragedy.
But if you can get past that, the feel of flight is still there. It just captures the simple joy of movement in a way few other 16-bit games did.
And the joy of nosediving into a target.
That too. Which brings up one final thought. If the Flight Club was a military front, does that mean Mario and the other Nintendo characters are secretly sleeper agents just waiting for a mission?
Well, I'm gonna go dust off my controller. I have a date with Kuroda-sensei. I need to see those tears of joy one more time.
Just remember to check your altimeter. And maybe try landing with the wheels this time.
No promises. Will the game be fun tomorrow, too? Happy gaming.